So this pocket simulated, and it appears that it's simulating properly. However, it's not. Stock to leave is a default setting that needs to be unchecked. So by right-clicking on that operation, editing that operation, and just going back to your passes, you can see stock to leave needs to be unchecked. If you don't do that, it's going to leave just a little extra material that's going to prevent your stock from being machined at that 0.00275 measurement, which creates that compression fit that we need. Okay, so just make sure every single operation has stock to leave unchecked, or you're going to do a lot of work and find out it's not going to work for you. Okay, so we just finished this pocket. Now we're going to move on and do an adaptive for these little thumb tabs on each side. We're going to do another adaptive that represents the bottom profile. So it'll cut all the sides. And then we'll do a drill operation to complete this part. So again, adaptive, adaptive, drill. All using a new tool, tool number 2, 1/4 inch flat. Select your setup. Select 2D adaptive. Select your 1/4 inch flat. Again, if you don't see it, it's under type flat under the 1/4 inch settings. And if you probably have to go back and make sure that the settings are correct in alignment with the portfolio guide. So I'll go back to tool and edit those settings and just make sure that, all these settings that I use a caliper to actually measure all this information on our tooling lines up with the portfolio guide. So we're using 4,000 RPMs for this one. That's fine. Okay. So here we go. We're going to select that tool, and now we can go in here and select these tabs for your thumb, so you can pull the lid off comfortably, and then rotate the part around to get the other tab selected. Stock to leave is still unchecked. I'm not going to worry about multiple depths, just taking a little piece off there. Select OK. And then again, you can simulate that just to see if it does what you want it to do. And move on. Select Setup again. Select 2D Adaptive. Select the bottom edge, which represents the profile of the part. Check your stock to leave again. And you might want to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and do multiple depths on this one. It's recommending multiple depths at 0.393. Let's see what happens with that default setting. Okay, simulate. So it has multiple step downs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes a little longer, but again, puts less stress on the tool and provides you the cut that you want. So we're going to go with that. And last is the drill operation. And we're going to use the same tool, tool 2. And we're going to select each hole. Check our, no stock to leave on that setting. So generate that. Okay. And you can simulate that drill operation separately. So it turns red. If you can see, it turns red right there. It's a potential crash. Now, I know it's not going to crash, so you can disregard that But sometimes there really is a crash and you need to look into it. So if you see that's happening and you're not 100% sure it's not a crash, you can call your teacher over to evaluate that before you generate all this into a post process, a file that you take over to the machine and you know, verify it on CNC motion for IntelliTech, and then take it to the machine and run it. You want to make sure that these crashes um, can be avoidable. So finally, you can select your entire setup, do an entire simulation, and go through that entire process, and just again evaluate to see, make sure it's doing what it should be doing, and there's no crashes. Once you're confident with the process, select your setup, select post process. You're going to select an output folder, which is your flash drive. So you need to find it on the PC and select it. You need to make sure your post configuration file right here is the IntelliTech operation. So it should be under PLTW. Or here's IntelliTech. I'm not seeing the PLTW option. So we're going to go ahead and just choose the IntelliTech. But if you do have a PLTW option, you need to choose PLTW IntelliTech. If not, just go ahead and choose IntelliTech. If you're at advanced manufacturing class and using a different machine like Haas, then you need to select the machine you're working with. Then you can name it the program number, name or number. So I'll just name mine base, and then post that file. Save that file. Make sure it's saved in your flash drive. And then you can evaluate all your code right here. You can actually do some editing and modification here, replacing certain things out. But at this point, you're ready to take this file, open it up in your simulator for your machine, and test the simulation process on your machine. So for us in PLTW Sim, we're going to use the CNC motion simulator on your computers to simulate that process, just like in your initials project. All right, we'll see you out there. Have a good day.